MyID specializes in managing digital identities and their associated credentials in a wide variety of environments and scenarios, ranging from small rapid deployments to meet emerging situations to very large-scale global programs supporting millions of end users with complex business processes and the need to demonstrate compliance with strict security policies. In any deployment, the need to manage credentials rapidly and in the simplest possible way is essential. We've added a further range of capabilities to MyID for managing groups of users and their devices and credentials as batches. For example, in MyID version 12.7, you can now import a batch of users in a single process, create requests for a batch of users starting the credential issuance processes, approve or reject batches of requests, or manage the lifecycle of batches of devices. So what do we mean by a batch process in the context of MyID? Let's have a look at the process of importing user records from a connected directory. Simply put, this is selecting a group of records and performing the same operation against each record. Technically, in the MyID operator client, we are taking the selection of records and applying some common data to each, and then submitting each request to the MyID core API. MyID performs the same validations against each record, then returns the response to the user interface. Visually, we provide a summary of what is about to happen, allowing the operator the chance to stop and amend any information they need to. But once started, a progress report is displayed. As each record is processed, then the progress update is refreshed and any information returned is displayed on screen. For example, a successful submission is shown with a confirmation icon, and a failure has the returned error message displayed on screen. At any point, whilst the batch is being processed, the operator can select a record and display it in a new tab, allowing the detail of the record to be shown. We have enhanced our existing features that allow batches of requests to be created, including requests for physical devices such as smart cards, USB keys or identity cards, or virtual devices such as credentials on mobiles, Windows Hello for Business, or virtual smart cards or computers with a trusted platform module. This works for any credential type, including digital certificates, FIDO, or graphical badges. You can also create requests for people who are not yet imported into MyID. Selecting records that only exist in your connected directory will automatically import them and create their requests. As requests are created, the references are displayed in the batch progress screen, and each can be launched independently if immediate collection is required. If you are using MyID self-service processes, then the user will be notified that there are credentials ready to collect, either by email or a notification from their MyID self-service app. Request management can be complex, particularly where there are multiple roles involved in a credential issuance process or multiple stages such as managing production of smart cards. Requests can be tracked using the MyID operator client, and also batch operations can be used to manage the lifecycle, approving or rejecting requests, cancelling them, or marking delivery of devices to their owner. There are also a number of batch management operations for devices in this release. It is now possible to request updates for a batch of devices, which is useful where you need to change the content of devices that have already been issued. Some examples of where this helps is when an additional certificate policy needs to be rolled out, there are existing certificates that need to be replaced, or there is a change to PIN policy required. Forcing a reprovision of the device ensures that a new PIN is set. Once the updates are requested, if you are using MyID self-service, each user will be notified that there is an update to collect and guided through the collection process. Many of our customers that are using physical devices such as smart cards or security keys often have to deal with damaged or found devices being handed in to the IT team, reception staff or security guards. This is also common where temporary cards are handed in when no longer needed. To help with management, we have added the ability to cancel multiple devices as part of a batch. During the process, you can state the reason for cancelling the credentials and set the disposal status. This is an important step that determines what has happened to the device, adds information to the audit record, and depending on the disposal status, prevent further issuance of that device. You can also provide updates to the disposal status after cancellation, where a separate business process may deal with cancelled devices to ensure they are properly destroyed. The disposal status report enables you to search for devices at a particular status or having a specific revocation reason. The status of the selected devices can then be updated, which also adds information to the audit record to show when the status was changed and who did it. As these operations are all based around the MyID Core API, it's also possible to set these programmatically from another system that has been integrated with MyID. Each MyID report can also be exported as a CSV file, which is useful if further reporting is required using this information, for example producing statistics on disposal status or reasons for revocation of devices. There is no additional configuration required to access batch operations when you log on to MyID as an operator. If you have permission to carry out the operation for a single item, you will automatically be able to do the operation against multiple items by accessing the Tools menu on a report. All of the capabilities demonstrated in this video can be done against a single or multiple items. The range of batch operations will increase over future MyID releases, including certificate and additional device management capabilities. Thank you for watching this introduction to batch operations in MyID version 12.7. Further details about this release can be found on the Interseed customer portal, including product documentation and release notes.